The day civilization collapsed. The mystery of the Bronze Age blackout. The ancient world was once ruled by powerful empires. Egypt, Mycenaean Greece, the Hittite Empire, Babylon, and the wealthy cities of Canaan stretched across the eastern Mediterranean like pearls on a necklace of trade and diplomacy. They spoke different languages, worshipped different gods, but they were bound together by ships, merchants, scribes, kings, and bronze. It was the world's first global system, a delicate network where the rise or fall of one kingdom could ripple across continents. For centuries, it worked. Letters written in Babylonian cuneiform passed between pharaohs and kings. Goods flowed across the seas, and the elite rode to war in chariots drawn by teams of horses. The Bronze Age was not primitive. It was sophisticated, connected, and thriving. Then, around the year 1200 BC, something went terribly wrong. Cities began to burn. Trade routes collapsed. Whole languages disappeared. The great palaces of Mycenae and Pylos fell to ash. Hattusa, capital of the mighty Hittites, was abandoned. In the Levant, Ugarit sent out desperate messages before it too was wiped from the map. Even Egypt, the eternal kingdom of the Nile, was shaken to its core. The world had collapsed. For over 3,000 years, historians and archaeologists have puzzled over what happened. This was not the fall of a single empire. It was the simultaneous collapse of nearly every major power in the Near East. A mystery so deep that scholars call it simply the Late Bronze Age collapse. At the heart of this collapse were mysterious raiders known as the Sea Peoples. They appeared from the west, from lands unknown, sweeping across the coasts in waves of violence. The Egyptians faced them in battle and barely survived. The inscriptions of Pharaoh Ramesses III speak of chaos, enemy ships landing, cities in flames, a new kind of war. These invaders didn't use chariots. They fought on foot, with long swords and round shields, overwhelming the traditional armies of the Bronze Age. But were the Sea Peoples the cause of the collapse, or merely its symptom? New research suggests a far more complex answer. Around this time, the Eastern Mediterranean was experiencing a prolonged drought. Tree rings and sediment cores showed declining rainfall for decades. Harvests failed. Famine spread. People fled the countryside for cities, already strained by population. Starving refugees may have become desperate raiders, and once trade broke down, kingdoms dependent on foreign tin for bronze could no longer arm their soldiers. This was a system collapse, a perfect storm of climate change, economic disruption, migration, and warfare. In Cyprus, once a key hub for bronze production, settlements were abandoned or fortified. In Greece, the linear B script vanished along with the bureaucracies that used it. Across Anatolia, minor kingdoms crumbled without Hittite protection. The collapse did not happen overnight. In some places, cities fought off invaders only to fall years later from famine or internal revolt. In others, invaders settled and built new cultures atop the ruins. The age of kings and chariots ended, and from the rubble, a new world would eventually rise. Of iron, of small warrior states, of new languages and religions. But it would take centuries. For nearly 100 years after 1200 BC, many parts of the Mediterranean were plunged into a dark age. Writing ceased. Monumental architecture vanished. It was as if civilization had been switched off. Yet it was not forgotten. In the ruins of Ugarit, archaeologists found clay tablets still in their kilns, messages never sent. One reads like an ancient SOS. The enemy ships are burning our cities. "My army is gone. Help me." There would be no help. The Late Bronze Age collapse stands as one of history's most haunting lessons, a reminder that even the most advanced societies can fall, not from a single blow, but from the slow unraveling of everything that holds them together. And in the quiet that followed, the gods were silent, the scribes were gone, and only the stones remained to tell the tale.